we'll see how this goes. This was tough to explain years and years ago when I did some numerous videos on this subject. So we'll try it again now that we have mainstream science backing us up. So, in case you haven't heard, they have found these huge cylinders underneath the pyramid, the Great Pyramid of Giza, out there in Egypt, and it's turned science on its head and everything we thought we knew about the pyramids. And so, like, over the years, there's been speculation just like this. People have thought, including myself, that these things could, in fact, just be the tops of things, and that these are part of a machine that is tied to the dark star that is somewhere in or around or can be contacted through the earth, because there's portals everywhere. But this is part of an old power system. Dude, I used to make videos on this a decade ago talking about these things used to suck the powers of the stars. They used to suck power from the stars. They used nighttime so that when the stars shine real bright, these things would suck the power from the stars. This is like 10 years ago. And so I talked about this, right? One of the biggest things that I talked about right here. You remember this? 2015. I want you to look at this. 2015. But then we'll talk about what it says. 2015, 2015, 2015, 2015. So I talked about this and covered it a few times after. They found in 2015 there were hot spots on the Giza pyramids. And so they did these thermal scans and found these weird thermal anomalies on and around the Giza pyramids. And so I speculated then and said then that my hypothesis is because these pyramids are part of an energy structure, a power generator that is connected to something deep within the earth. And Giza, I'm not showing all this stuff again, I've already done it. Giza means fire in the middle. So that's why you're seeing these hot spots, because these things are connected to some kind of dark star. And every one of these articles from 2015 says that, boy, we can't wait to get the results. We can't wait to see what the cause is. And you see how this was a decade ago and there are no updates. They never released it because everything has to be leaked out in a certain specific way, just like this garbage here, because they're afraid of people putting this together. Because believe it or not, I'm not the only one, and there have been some of us who are onto this shit. So now while everyone's trying to figure it out, there is your answer. That's why there's big cylinders. That's why this stuff was heating up. And if you look at the back of the dollar bill, you'll see the pyramid. The pyramid is the capstone. The capstone is your head. And just like they tell you, everything that goes into your head or goes into your mouth goes directly to your heart. So the head is connected to the heart, and it is connected through some machine that we can't even wrap our head around. This is the dark star. The good stuff is connected to people, to the actual soul. So these things don't have a soul. So they had to, as Amos 5:26 in the Bible, the star they made unto themselves. So they made this thing that could power. I got to stop right there. I think I've gone far enough. I think that there is enough there. I'll just stop right there because it's going to get, I feel like I've done a good job with this. I think right there is a good place to quit. So that's what's up. And the point of all this is that the things that have constructed all this and designed all this and they're using all this are going to show themselves. I don't know when, but it's going to be, I was going to say soon, but boy, is that cliche. But I don't know. But I'm terrible with timing, except for 2020. Got it. And a couple other things. But I'm not going to do no time frame. But I'm telling you, just like the stuff I've been telling you and we're seeing, these things are going to show themselves. And just like the Bible also says, everything is going to be uncovered and everything is going to be known. And it's hard to wrap your head around that. because what's going to come out is going to be even crazier. What have you done for love today? Feed the good heart, not the dark star.